The Badgers are moving on to the Final Four in volleyball. They absolutely crushed it against Texas. Let's talk about it.
You are Locked On Badgers, your daily podcast on the Wisconsin Badgers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is going on, Badger fans? Welcome to Locked On Badgers, your team every single day, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, the #1 sports podcast network. And we thank you for helping us become that. Thank you for jumping on this live show. The Wisconsin Badgers moving on to the Final Four in volleyball. They took Texas apart. They won the first set, second set, lost the third set, and then they were mostly outside of an early Texas run in that fourth set. They were basically in control of that thing. They dismantled Texas as the 3 seed, taking down the 1 seed in Austin. You know how hard it is to go on the road for regional and beat a team like Texas? Man, this Badgers team is on a absolute roll. They're heading to the Final Four. They're going to be playing Kentucky, but you can't bet against them the way they're playing right now. Mimi Collier, my goodness, finished with 23 kills. That's more kills than a sniper in Stalingrad. She just absolutely dominated this entire game. Carter Booth, I thought, was fantastic. Una coming in with 15 kills was phenomenal. This team was just in control for really this entire performance. It felt like they had Texas on the back foot for the entire performance. And you just, again, I make no bones about it. Like, I don't follow volleyball as tightly as other sports, but I love watching it. And this Wisconsin women's team is incredible. They deserve all the love. They deserve more love than they get. And you look at what Kelly Sheffield has done since he came to Wisconsin. You look at what this program has done the last 5 or 6 years. You look at what they did tonight against Texas on the road in this incredibly hostile environment. With, honestly, it felt like everybody was rooting for Texas. It felt kind of like the announcers were to some degree too. It felt like Wisconsin just went down there irregardless and took their heart. Incredible performance by this Badgers team. Let's get some comments in here. D-Mask says, heck of a weekend, Badgers volleyball. Let's go. Brian, good friend of the show. Combo of Charlie coming back from injury when she did, and transfers rounding into form, have them peaking. Yeah, they haven't lost in a while. This team looks incredible right now. Charlie Furbringer, 49 assists. Absolutely incredible job. Red Mike, that's what hard and execution looks like. Congrats, ladies. Claire, let's go. Agree. Brostein, Mimi. Mimi is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Like, she was clearly the best player there. Texas had no answers, and it felt like every time Texas went on a 3-0 run, they went on a 3-1 run. They started that 4 set up 4-0. It felt like Collier was always there to answer, or Carter Booth. With, you talk about the energy that she brings after a kill. Like, you don't need that. That's some BYOE there. Bring your own energy. On the road, you got to bring some of that. On the road, you have to bring some of your own energy because the crowd isn't going to supply it for you. She was there the entire time with her energy. And I know people are going to look at this in different ways. And everybody, as always on this show, you're free to look at it however you want to look at it. But her post-game interview where she dropped the F-bomb, I kind of dug it. Not to use a volleyball pun there, but I kind of dig it. You know, she said, "I refuse to F and lose," and she dropped the full effing. Should you do that? No, but like, that wasn't a moment where she was trying to be funny or snarky or become socially viral, like on a meme. She just meant it. That was her heart speaking in that moment. And she played her heart out the entire match. So yeah, she deserves to go on there and accidentally drop an F-bomb because that's how much it meant to her. That's the type of things that you root for, like the energy and passion. We often lament as college football fans, and that's obviously what we talk about a lot in the show is college football. We lament the lack of passion sometimes, the lack of give a F, the lack of, laying it all on the court and playing for the team on the front of your chest and playing for the Badgers. This team is none of that. It's so easy to cheer for teams like this and players like that care so much. And you can just see the passion and post-game sheet. It's incredible. Hell yeah, let's go. Wisconsin Badgers moving on to the Final Four, playing Kentucky. This team is so much fun to watch. And Charlie says the F-bomb was awkward. I mean, I get it if some people don't like it. I think that's just passion talking. And it wasn't directed at any Texas player. Like, if it had been directed at a Texas player, like F those, anything like that. It wasn't that. It was just passion speaking. And as a Badger fan, it fired me up. I kind of liked it. James Husby says, Ryan, thanks for honoring volleyball team. No, they deserve all the thanks for that. Like we don't cover them enough, and that's on me. Like they don't get as much coverage as they should. They're incredible. They're just an incredible team, incredible coaching staff, an incredible program, incredible athletes, incredible representatives of the University of Wisconsin. Yeah, if anything, it's on me for not doing more shows on women's volleyball. So no thanks to me. Like they are incredible. Scott, UW's a volleyball school with a hockey problem. I don't even think there's a hockey problem. Odie says the girls are playing on Real right now. Jan Volk on Wisconsin. Goodbye, Nebraska. That's true. Let's go. Not terribly sad to see them drop out. Chris, massive win at Texas and absolutely destroyed Texas. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about just the mental resilience and the just kind of tenacity of this team, where we are in a time as Badger fans where some of our other favorite teams, football, basketball, some of these other places, men's basketball specifically, may not have been showing as much tenacity as they need to, may kind of fall apart. And this women's volleyball team is nothing like that. I mean, you go on the road in Texas, you go down to Austin, and you saw everything down that they had going on, and it didn't phase them. I mean, it felt like they were the home team. They were never phased. Even when Texas came back and won that third set and started out the fourth set up 4-0, they were never phased. There's a moment in the first set where Wisconsin kind of got set on set point for a few rounds there. Texas, I think, went on a 4-0 run, 5-0 run, something like that. And again, Wisconsin just calmly come out of the timeout, and we take control. And a lot of that was Mimi Collier. A lot of that was Carter Booth coming out of those timeouts and just taking control. Phenomenal. Hats off. Love it. I can't wait for the Kentucky one. Hopefully we move past that one and we get another natty. Sheffield can add more hardware to that case that he's already built. Smo on Wisconsin. Jason, boom, let's go red. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome job by the ladies. Brostein says, Ryan, I don't watch volleyball, but I just started, and man, it's a fun paced sport. I agree. Like I don't watch volleyball really either. I never grew up with it. So, but every time I watch it, and it's partially because the women for the Bachelor are awesome, right? If they were terrible and you tuned it in, you probably wouldn't enjoy it very much, but they're incredible. The sport is awesome. I know Nick Hitchens, good friend of the show, and somebody that comes to our meetups. We're definitely with that group. We're going to get a locked on volleyball meetup at some point, and I can't wait for that. And again, as Smo said, refuse to effing lose. All right, let's take a quick second here. We'll come back, finish up this, talk a little bit more about Kelly Sheffield and just this program in general. But that's a heck of a win today for the Wisconsin Badgers. Today's episode brought to you by our really good friends over at Aura Frames. The holidays are here, and you still have time to get those perfect gifts, which means, you don't have to be stressed out. If you want something meaningful, something personal, something guaranteed to get a reaction, Aura Frames is a gift that delivers every single time. It's not just something you wrap. It's a way to share memories. And sharing memories is also sharing love. It's sharing moments. It's sharing time with your people in your circle, whether it's friends, families, cousins, brothers, sisters, whatever it is. Like, give them a gift that is beyond just the traditional consumer type thing. Give them a gift of memories. That's what Aura Frame does. Grandparents, parents, newlyweds. Frame has photos before getting it. So when they plug it in, the memories are already there. No apps to figure out. No setup headaches. Just instant smiles. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver Mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code COLLEGE at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code COLLEGE. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours today. Get them in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions to apply. Today's episode also brought to you by our incredible friends over at FanDuel. The NFL season moves so quickly. As everybody here knows, one big play and suddenly everything changes. One big injury can change everything as well. And we saw that a lot today. And I'm so sorry, Packer fans, with the Parsons news. That's terrible. But that's what happens in the NFL. The Chiefs lost Mahomes. So live betting in games, as those injuries happen, as big moments happen, the live spreads and the money lines adjust instantly. Player props update as guys heat up. It makes it a ton of fun to be in those moments as those big momentum shifts happen. Right now, in the middle of the season, visit FanDuel.com. Visit to place your NFL live bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you. It is a great way just to stay engaged in the game, no matter what's happening. Over at FanDuel.com, all your live NFL bets. All right, let's come back into this. Get your comments, rest of your comments in here. Again, this is just a kind of a fun reaction show. Let's go. Keep going up. Yeah, Giuseppe, another good friend of the show, says needed this great news after the Packer fiasco today. BW, we talked about it, but yep, it's worth repeating. Nebraska lost. Get on out of here. The real Big Red in the Big Ten moves forward. Landon Thies, another good dude, man. 22-1 with Charlie. Give us Kentucky. Let's go. I love it. And Scott, you're right. Like volleyball, you never hear anything about NIL. I mean, NIL is still there. Make no mistake. NIL is there for volleyball. It's there for hockey. I work with somebody who played college baseball. NIL was there for him. NIL is there for everybody, but it does feel like the entity of college sports is still very alive and well in volleyball, in hockey. Some of the other ones, for better or worse, and we talk about all the time, football, men's basketball, it feels like the soul of the sport is missing a little bit. Not so in volleyball. And that's why at the end of that, you see a little bit of energy. Someone accidentally drops the F-bomb. All good. Don't make a habit of it, and don't do it purposely, which she didn't. And don't use it against an opponent. But like just in the moment of that, you feel the emotion. And that's why we love college sports. That's why we've always been drawn to it. The players really care. They play hard. They play for the university, and they play for each other, and it makes it so easy to root for. And that's all it was. And I absolutely loved it. OD, Mimi hit 2,000 kills against Stanford and continued the heat tonight. She was phenomenal. Winner, Lenny Dimes. Rob H. Booth. She was phenomenal too. I mean, again, this team was lights out. This wasn't close. This really wasn't close. Texas was on their back foot. Even in that third set that they won, that Texas won, that was back and forth all the way till the end. And it felt like Wisconsin gave it away a little bit at the end of the third set. Not that Texas took it. Wisconsin outplayed them throughout. And outside of a few errors towards the end of that third set, a couple bad serves, a couple miscommunication plays, passing wasn't great. Wisconsin's block was great from the jump this entire match. I thought they were great. And Texas, quite frankly, looked like the 3 seed, and Wisconsin looked like the 1 seed playing at home. Rob H, let's go Badgers. Love it. Odie, bring the passion. I agree. Showing that they demand respect. Mitch says no filter. Giuseppe, passion does not equal cussing, in my opinion. I mean, that's fair. Again, I prefaced it with not everybody's going to look at it the same. And Coach Tony Dungy of the NFL would always say, there's 200,000 words in the English language or whatever. Pick a better one. I get all of that. I do. I just think in that moment, she was just letting the passion flow. And I'm not, if it continues to happen, or if she kept going with it, or if it was directed at someone else, I agree. I just think it was one of those moments where you're heading to the Final Four. You beat the number 1 seed in Austin. And you don't think they weren't hearing some stuff from the crowd? As well they should. Like, that's what should happen on the road. As long as it's not like crossing a line, you should be hearing some flack. You should be hearing some noise from the crowd. So you just went down there and shut them up. I'm kind of okay with it. Yeah, Jan, they are incredibly fun to watch. Frank, incredible ball distribution by the setter. John, the hockey teams deserve more coverage from you. I agree. I mean, you're not going to get any argument from me there, John. Hockey, volleyball. I do think people sometimes need to remember this is a second job for me. And I get lots of people who comment, man, you got to do more hockey shows, more volleyball shows. It is a lot of work. So, but no argument there. Hockey, volleyball, they deserve far more, not just from me, let's be honest, from everybody. They deserve far more love and coverage and attention from everybody, because they're incredible programs, incredible athletes. Mitch, let's go beat Kentucky. Let's see, going here. See, I'm just seeing if there's any other comments from people we haven't got in here yet. GT Sterney, Final Four. Nebraska gone again. Oh, cat photos. Wisconsin have a football team anymore. They do. Mitch, yeah. Una was incredible. And this is kind of where I'm at too. Cardinal Badger, stop clutching pearls over the F-bomb. It's not a big deal. I just don't think it is either. I'm right there with you. And Logan says another national championship. We're going to wrap it there. Again, just incredible performance. Wisconsin takes down Texas, moves on to the Final Four. Bring on Kentucky. Where have we heard that in the Final Four before? Am I right? Let's go. Let's get another one. absolutely incredible performance by this Wisconsin women's volleyball team. Mimi Collier, Carter Booth, Una, they all played lights out, among many others. Let's get another one. Let's beat Kentucky, and let's move it forward. And thank you. I meant to hit my end button right there, and then I didn't, so I just sat awkwardly for a second. But also, thank you for tuning into Locked On Badgers. Really do appreciate you all on Wisconsin, and we will definitely talk again tomorrow.